hitting longer drives with improved mobility. This is episode number 2. This time we're going to bring in an expert, and our victim is Josh Darby, physical therapist with TruMove Kansas City. He is my guy to help me out. We're going to review my swing, we're going to abuse my swing and my mobility, and then go from there. Josh, do you play golf? Would you like to make fun of my swing before we start?
I do play golf. It's about once a year.
Okay.
I'm just really intrigued by these blue pants you have on here.
Hey.
I think that's just kind of a statement there.
My philosophy is look good, play good. Evidently based on my play, I don't look that great. I just want to go over places where you feel like I'm limited in my movement and my mobility. Tell me when to stop or slow down when you see something.
Stop it right there.
Okay.
So the first thing I see here in your takeaway there is you've actually got quite a bit of rotation in your lower body here. You've got a decent amount of rotation in your trunk. The one thing that I do see right away is that your left foot, your heel has already come up off of the mat. And so that tells me that we might need to look at your foot ankle mobility on the left foot, because that should stay down on the ground as you take the club away.
So we think that the reason maybe my heel is coming up is because I can't rotate it, so I make up for that lack of mobility by lifting it.
Correct. So I think that your heel is a little stiff. So we would want to work on your heel mobility to try and allow it to move better so that you don't have to pick up your heel off the ground.
Okay.
As you're taking it away.
You're saying heel, though, not ankle, because I don't think of the heel as really having mobility.
Yeah, the calcaneus, the formal term for the heel, is really, really important to, all function, but especially with golf, because if that heel can't stay on the ground, then you're going to pick your heel up, and that also helps to rotate the rest of the body around as you're getting ready to draw your club back. So small little area, but huge importance with the golf swing. So that's one of the first things that we'd want to address on that left side.
Okay.
But as far as like your rotation goes, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay. So then as we take you on back, here's the thing that I noticed right away. So you've already gotten into your backswing there. So back it up just a pinch there if you can. So you've got good knee bend here. Now your heel's back on the ground again, which is good. But when you've got a good amount of rotation, okay, but your hips and your trunk in general are really stiff when we talk about that side-to-side motion, right? That plane motion, we call that frontal plane motion, is you're not getting a lot of frontal plane motion on that right side. So I think that may be one of the reasons why you have a lot of rotation, is because your body's a little stiffer on the side of your hips, right, and your trunk. So you're not getting that good side-to-side motion. So I think that would be one of the things that we'd want to work on as well, to allow you to just improve your backswing and actually load your hip even better and your trunk better on that right side as you're drawing the club back. Another thing I just see right away here is also that your knee on this left leg should be able to rotate in a little bit more as well. And so again, that goes back to that heel again being a little stiff. So that left knee should rotate down and in a little bit more.
So we have a heel issue, a knee issue, a hip or trunk issue.
Mm-hmm.
Is this atypical?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. In fact, if you looked at the swing of most
weekend duffers,
I was going to say amateur golfers. Yep. Amateur golfers, you would find a couple of points where their mobility, their biomechanics was just a little bit stiff or tight or even a little bit off. That can make a huge difference in their swing. Okay. Let's go ahead and back it up to the top of your backswing again.
Okay.
Top of your backswing. Okay. So now you've gotten everything loaded. We call this loading the cannon. You've got everything loaded. Now you're getting ready to come through. Okay. So go ahead and just kind of take it through there slowly as you're coming through. Okay. Now. Yeah, so the heel comes up pretty fast on this right foot. If you'll notice that your heel's already coming up as you're coming down through. So that tells me that right heel or ankle probably has some stiffness there too, right?
Okay.
Because you do want that back foot to come up as you're transitioning your weight from the back foot to the front foot, but it's coming up again a little bit early. Okay. So maybe you're losing some of that power that you'll be able to generate. Which incorporates into the distance that you'll be able to hit the ball, just because your heel comes up a little bit faster. Okay.
Okay.
So, and then as you come on through and you follow through with your swing, Actually, that's not too bad there. Not too bad there.
I feel like I wish my follow through would be higher.
Yeah.
Is that a shoulder issue?
So if we, go ahead and back it up just a pinch here
Okay.
again. That's a good point. So as you come in, I can come on through there. Okay, yeah. So that is a little bit of probably a back shoulder issue on the right side, but it goes back to that trunk or that upper back thoracic spine region where you may not be getting as much extension through that.
Right,
that upper back, right.
So like if I was taller, maybe that would allow my follow through to be a little bit higher, which is causing some amount of slice because my swing path I think is bad.
Because you're coming around really fast rotationally. It goes back to that the takeaway where you're not getting as much of that side to side motion, and you're probably not getting as much of that extension through your trunk on the way through, and that it goes back to again those other planes of motion that are a little bit stiff. So you've got a lot of rotation in your swing, but I think if we look at the other planes of motion, the sagittal, which is the front to back, and also the side to side motion, which is the frontal, we get the trunk or the upper back to move better in those planes. That will help immensely with the swing.
Yeah, I mean, I do think I need that finish to be higher as well.
Yep.
I don't have a butt at all. That's the pants fault. Do I want to point that out?
Yeah.
I feel like my butt moved to my gut. So here's the last thing I want to say is that you're a mobility. You're trained in physical therapy. So this isn't even us discussing the golf swing, right? This is just muscle and what's it called? Musculoskeletal issues that we're addressing here.
Yeah, this is just biomechanical issues. This is not anything to do with your swing. I'm not a swing expert. But I do know how the body moves with the golf swing. Okay, that's something that I'm trained in. I know, and so just by looking at just a few different, just watching you swing the club, we can figure, okay, where do you need to move better in order to improve your biomechanics, which will ultimately probably help your swing in general, but also will help you with like maybe even accuracy or even distance, things like that.
Let me ask you this. If my ankle is overly tight and doesn't have the mobility I want or need, what other places will that show up in life? It's going to show up in basically everything that you do. I mean, walking, running, even like squatting. I mean, things like that. Because the heels and the ankles in general, I mean, it's the foundation of the body, right? It's where everything starts. So if your foundation is, not moving as well or stiff or tight, it's going to affect everything all the way up the chain. Yeah. So your heel, interesting thing is like your heel can affect your shoulder. It can affect your neck. It can affect your upper back. So not having as good of heel mobility can wreak havoc on several different things in the body. And then in the next part of this video series, you're going to provide actual movements that will help my heel?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what you're here for.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So we're going to show you some strategies you can use to get your heels moving better. We're going to show you, hey, how can I get my hips moving better? And then also, shoulder work, upper body work, upper back work that is going to help improve your mobility, which will ultimately help your golf swing.
You said you only play once a year. Mm-hmm. Do you play for money at all? Because
no, I don't.
Had to shoot my shot, if you will. Awesome. Great job. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.